Everything before I just said that, it's gonna cut out, bro. We're not using that. But what's going on, people? I'm mad chill today because I am not feeling the greatest. I think I have like a sinus headache and my sinuses are fucked up. So
you got allergies, bro.
It's not even allergies. I don't think it is.
Allergies.
I think I fell asleep yesterday with the air conditioner literally on top of me. And that shit fucked up.
Nah, you can't do that.
Can't do that. So I think that's what's causing it. So I got my ginger and lemon tea right here.
Wow.
Just had a cough drop, got some Sudafed to Sudafeds. You know what it is.
Yeah,
So what's going on, people? It is your boys, Macky and John. I'm not going to give him the whole thing today. And it's Musa as well. I'm not going to give him the whole thing today. But it is Musa as well. And this is not a podcast episode. We are just chatting because some things happen in the gaming industry. And it's looking like we're getting some games finally for Xbox and PlayStation 5. I mean, I know for Xbox for sure. I didn't really see too much for the PlayStation 5.
So why don't you tell everybody what's going on right now, why there's a lot of shit happening?
So there was this actually just ended today. I don't know when we're going to drop this, but this just ended today, the E3 conference. E3 conference has been going on for years.
Long time.
Yes, it's basically a conference where all the big, the main, what do you call it? Consoles, gaming studios, whatever. All the
usually
every company.
The major heavy hitters in the electronics, media, entertainment, all that stuff. Those industries, they come together and they showcase their newest products and what it is that they're going to have for the upcoming fiscal year. So it used to be where you could only get this information from going to an actual convention, where you had to, you had to go as press to go see what was coming out, and then you would write.
It was closed off to the public.
Yeah, you would write your news article when you came back home on this is what so and so announced. This is what we're doing, and that's how you got your game announcements.
Bro.
Thank God we're not doing that shit.
And now we get all of these live streams. You can watch them on your phone.
Nintendo kind of did that too today, right? Their drop was today.
Yeah, Nintendo did their E3. I have all that. I have that list pulled up already too.
So no shade to Nintendo, but they're really like, I think they're like as secretive as the CIA, man. It's crazy.
I told you last time they canceled that freaking show because somebody spoiled it. Remember?
Yo.
Yeah. And I wanted to say something about that too. Like, we talking about like E3 been around for years, and I used to read about it in Game Informer. Like, I remember I got like a free year of that.
Yep. From GameStop.
From GameStop, yep. But then they tried to charge me, and I ain't had no money. I was in like 7th grade. So.
Cancel that shit, bro.
But then when I finally got, what do you call it, digital cable, like Fios, I seen the G4 channel, like by mistake, and it was showing everything at E3 and everything. I was like, man, I need to go at some point. But like, it's just changed so much. Like, even before COVID, like we've seen like certain game studios or companies like opt out of actually going. So like Sony didn't even go this year. They had their own state of play, but they only showed, I think they just showed Horizon. And then Nintendo, technically it was E3, but like the Nintendo Direct thing, they kind of do that every couple of months or so. So it's like,
well, we haven't gotten Nintendo Directs on a regular for a long time. This is like the first one in a while. And this one, they partnered with E3 to do this Direct. So this is their official E3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this was, okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's marketed on their website like that too.
But yeah. Okay. So I don't know. Do y'all want to go? I kind of like, I didn't write down like everything because it was mad stuff. So I don't know if you want to do like by day or by.
Yeah, let's try to go by days first because I only really have information on the Xbox releases and the Nintendo releases. Mm-hmm. Anything before those 2 days, I didn't really see or pay attention to.
Oh, so you missed Capcom getting egg on their face?
Oh, yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was That was a waste of like an hour I'll never get back in my life.
So what happened? Please explain.
Oh, so you want to know about Capcom first?
Yeah, I mean, was that day one?
No, Capcom was yesterday.
Okay, so let's do day one.
Okay.
They want to know Ubisoft. Is it Ubisoft or Ubisoft? I still don't know.
I always say Ubisoft.
So do I. So that's what
correct me if I'm wrong, internet.
Yeah. So Ubisoft, a lot of the games they showed pretty much are either like predictable or you already knew about it. Like Far Cry 6, we've known about. But they actually showed like gameplay, more the like story and kind of the direction of it. A lot more like DLC things for Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, things like that. Just Dance, I don't think either of us play that, so I didn't really care about that.
How'd you feel about the Avatar? That game
that was
they
at the
premiered,
end, right?
That
looked cool.
Frontiers of Pandora. That looked really, really interesting.
Wait, Avatar is in weird. the last Airbender or
no.
Avatar,
the James Cameron Avatar with the blue monkey people in space.
We're still waiting for the second one, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have a game coming out called The Frontiers of Pandora.
Is this the first game ever?
This is, the first Avatar official game. And
isn't that weird?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but it's because
they re-released the movie in theaters a couple years ago again.
Because he's James Cameron's milking it until he can get his sequels out. He wants to do like 6 of them.
6 Avatars?
Yeah, he wants to do 6 films. It's just
when did the first one come out?
2010.
And the second one ain't come out yet.
A part of the reason why, this is what James Cameron says, a part of the reason why he hasn't, pushed through that a lot sooner is because he's been waiting for the filming technology to advance to where he wants it. Like, he was the first person to film his entire movie in 3D. Like, it was filmed in 3D. Mm-hmm. So that's why that was such a big deal to go see Avatar in 3D, because it was filmed to be that way. So it was like the clearest.
I don't think I saw it in 3D.
Yeah, it was like the clearest at the time, like best type of 3D experience you could have got in the movie theater. And he banked a lot of the money that they made off of that from that gimmick alone. So he's trying to do something similar with the sequel films. But he had mentioned at some point he was waiting for the camera technology to just be where he wanted it to be, in order for him to get the type of visuals he wanted from this movie. I guess he wanted to go bigger than the first one.
See, I'm not mad at that, but at the same time, how are they announcing, it's going to come out? Like, they've been saying Avatar 2 going to come out for the last 5 years. So if it's not even close to that, have they started filming any of it? I don't know.
I would assume that they haven't.
They had a release date for the second one, but I have never seen any news announcement that they had started filming, that they had finished filming, that a list of people were casted to be in the movie. I think they're still in pre-production. I think they're still probably drafting scripts. They're probably still, doing concept art and getting a whole bunch of ideas ready to create a story. Mm-hmm. They might not.
So you don't even think they have a story together?
Maybe they do, if they're not going back and rewriting shit while they're taking their sweet time. Mm-hmm. Because if you already have a date, that means that you've already had some type of production going forward. You gave yourself a deadline, but you just now can't meet that deadline, so you've delayed it indefinitely.
Okay.
So I'm assuming maybe they've just gone back and rewritten some shit in the meantime.
Okay. So what else happened on day one? Or do we have more to give for the Avatar?
Avatar.
I like the way Far Cry 6
if it's on Game Pass, I'll probably get
it. Big facts.
That's where we're at. I mean, that's where we're at now. We're going to talk about it later, but Game Pass has made me feel am I going to, I'll wait. Maybe.
wait till it hits Game Pass. Yeah, we definitely gotta dive right into Xbox sooner or later. What happened? What happened after? Who else went that same day with Ubisoft?
Gearbox, who made Borderlands. they're actually coming out with a Borderlands movie, and if I'm not mistaken, I saw Kevin Hart on set, so that may be interesting.
Okay.
They have another game called Tiny Tina, which I don't really. I think I tried Borderlands 2 like once. I'm not like a huge Borderlands fan or anything like that, but all their games are pretty much in that same like realm of like the loot and shoot, like same art style. So that's pretty much all I saw from them. But one thing I wanted to touch on too with Ubisoft was they're getting more into making TV and movies, which I think is like really good because, you know, we always talk about like these huge film studios trying to make video game adaptations or like anime adaptations with real people and stuff, and they usually mess it up. So
yeah,
I think Ubisoft diving into that's going to be really good. They actually have a show on Apple TV that I started like, I think last year sometime. I forget, it was Mythic Quest, something like that. I watched like 2 episodes. It's like literally a comedy of people in actual game studio and how they work with YouTube streamers and influencers for video games and developing games and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting.
like
and
Silicon
then they have
Valley.
the movie where something like that actually. Like it almost looks like Silicon Valley.
I might watch it.
And
Silicon Valley was pretty funny.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then they got a movie with Ryan Reynolds coming out too. I forget what it's called, but
yeah, I saw. I've seen the trailers for that one.
That looks very interesting.
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
Alexa,
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Turn off. My bad, guys.
She always joins us every episode. She gotta be in the mix.
Continue. My bad.
And then the other game I thought was pretty interesting. I don't, again, if it's on Game Pass, I'll probably check it out, but spending $60-$70, probably not. It was called Riders Republic. So it's kind of like a extreme sport, like build your own. I don't even know how to explain it. It was like, it had dirt biking, jetpacking, snowboarding, all that. And you like kind of build the area and the courses and stuff. So it's kind of like racing, but also like you get style points and stuff, kind of like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. So that looked pretty interesting. Visually, it looked really good. So, you know, something to maybe look at. I don't know. But John, you were talking about Far Cry. That's another series I haven't tapped into. Like, I feel like
I haven't played any of the Far Cry games, but I am actually a fan of Giancarlo Esposito.
Right. Yes.
You know, if you watched Breaking Bad, you'll know that, you know, he.
I know what you're talking about.
He's definitely
do the right thing.
Gangster as hell.
He's gonna do the right thing
in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So, you know, I appreciate that. Plus, you know, he's Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian, and I appreciate his villainous take on characters.
He's been popping up a lot.
Yeah, so I'm honestly,
yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they casted him to be the villain of this game, because he's gonna bring in, you know, people that want to play, because I fell for it. I want to play the game because he's the bad guy.
Is he the bad guy in all the games, or is just this game?
Usually Far Cry games are their own thing.
It's different, right?
So this one in particular, he's going to be the bad guy.
He's the bad guy. That
one already came out.
Yeah.
No, they were just releasing the trailers for it. But we haven't gotten it yet. It still hasn't released yet. It's coming out soon, though. I forget the actual release date, but it should be real soon.
I think it's either October or November. I think October.
I've never played.
October sounds more accurate.
I've never even seen, like, I never really, not seen, but I never really paid attention to any of those games. Just like what, I think there's, how many of them? 6, right? Or something like that?
This is going to be number 6, yeah.
Yeah, so I've never paid any attention to them, but after we talk, I'm going to watch the trailer. And if I like it, I'm gonna play it. Do they have any of those on, like, Game Pass? Because if they do, I
don't think so.
The Far Cries, no, but they're pretty inexpensive, like secondhand. Like you could probably buy Far Cry 5 for like less than $10.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. You said is he the villain in all of them too, because I saw they have a. I don't know if you got to pre-order it, but they had like I don't know if it's the season pass or whatever, but they're gonna have like the villains from the other games or something where you could.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know how
interesting.
it ties into it, but yeah. So definitely keep an eye on it.
That one looks interesting. I'm willing to play it just off of his star power alone at this point, just because I think that the having a villain like that, because I remember he had to, during an interview, he had to address like the similarities between his character and a potential representation of Fidel Castro. So it's like that dictatorship type of rule over a Spanish country. You know, like I'm a sucker for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I studied in school. So it's like just to see that and like that whole video game fantasy type of environment, I think it's going to be cool. The gameplay looks really awesome. So I never played one before, so I'll try it.
Not to age us, but just like you're saying, like, don't you feel like as you've gotten older, your interests in certain games like are for different reasons? Like growing up, like I feel like with TV too, or like even anime, like it used to be just shooting everything and blowing up and big energy blasts and all that kind of stuff. Then you go there and like, I like the story, I like the representation. Like you said, like just tying in the behind the scenes of what goes into it is making you want to get it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I like that. I feel like it, like your own interests evolve with like the video games you like, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. That's a great observation. I do feel like I like the same things now, but for very different reasons now as an adult.
Right. I probably don't even play half the games that I used to play when I was younger. I'm not gonna hold you,
bro.
I used to play all the WWE games, bro. SmackDown versus Raw, Here Comes the Pain, SmackDown versus what's the other one with Here Comes the Pain? Oh, Shut Your Mouth or whatever that's called. Something like that. Regardless, I used to play all them joints. WCW.
I'm not the wrestling guy.
I played all of them joints.
Wale for that.
But wrestling games now are booty.
Bro, I tried to play the latest WWE game, bro.
They're still selling though, right?
The new games are trash.
They're still selling though, right?
Like,
I don't know.
Actually, I don't even want to say that because if people are buying something, that doesn't mean it's good. Same thing with like they make FIFA every year, they make Madden every year, they make UFC every year.
Yeah, doesn't mean that they put together a dope product.
No, you're absolutely right. But like, I don't know. I feel like the wrestling games, and this is just to go off a tangent, the wrestling games back in the day the stories were better and you can do a lot more with the character. Now it's kind of like, it's like 2K, where it's like there's a story written in there and you have
already
to follow
set.
this. Yeah. It's kind of booty, bro. It leaves the game limited. Like I can only do so many things because the story is going to give me so many options. Whereas before I could choose if I wanted to be a heel or a face. I could choose if I wanted to slap the shit out of Vince McMahon or if I wanted to be his friend. You know, these are the options that I had. I don't have those options anymore. So
it's different. So, not to cut you off, but I know we gotta move through the list.
Let me cut you off.
So we're moving on to who's next? Square Enix.
Those are your favorites. Wait, Square Enix made the Marvel game?
Square Enix did the Avengers.
Oh, that Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Guardians of the Galaxy was announced. That is a Square Enix single player, type of action adventure game. I'm definitely hyped. Screw you. And now I definitely want. Now I definitely want that copy of Avengers that you told me I can have. I want it.
Actually, I'm gonna be in Jersey City on Saturday.
Oh, you come to my hood?
So if I have the chance to pass by your barbershop, I'll give it to you, bro. I don't the
barbershop. It's not mine.
The barbershop. I will give you the game, bro. I don't want it. It's not a good game to me. I played like the first 10 minutes of the game and I got really, really bored. So Square Enix is kind of on my shit list now.
I've heard a lot of people say it's very repetitive and very tedious to get through.
Yeah. But what I saw, so I was watching some of the live streams, which I liked. This was interesting too. I was watching GameSpot's live stream, but they also had people from, IGN, PC Gamer. Like it was like there was like a joint venture or something, which was really weird. I thought they were rivals, but like they're talking to like the developers and stuff, and it was pretty cool because right off the bat, when they were showing the Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm like, this don't look like them exactly. Like, what is this? A bootleg version? But like,
it's their own version.
Yes, their own version. And the dude, I think that worked on it, like went back in like the archives or the comics, or like was helping on the comics.
They got one of the original comic book creators of those characters to help with this, with setting up the foundations for this version of the Guardians.
And then again, 15-year-old me would not care about that. But now that
you're older, you're like, that's pretty fly. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you.
So how do you feel about it being only single player though? Because I think like Avengers is more.
I only play single player,
but I think like you could use the you can
play it with other people. Yeah. So me personally, I prefer single player experiences with like the bonus of a multiplayer, but I don't give a shit if it doesn't have a multiplayer at all. So Square Enix is kind of like up my alley. Like I like playing RPGs and stuff like that. Most of the time you play those by yourself. They're not really online experiences. So that's what I like. So the fact that they're doing a Marvel game that is more story driven,
Marvel game
makes me
was story driven too.
I was gonna say that
this one.
I'm talking about. I'm comparing Guardians to Spider-Man.
Wait, which Spider-Man?
Okay.
The PS4 Spider-Man and Miles Morales.
Don't talk to me about that game, bro.
Oh, yeah, I know. There was one before that.
So I just feel like we do Marvel stories with these really large single player cinematic type of experiences, then we'll get really good games. I think when you try to force it to be a multiplayer experience, like what they did with Avengers, they forced it to be this online, everybody beat these robots the fuck up, and then we get the fuck out of here type of experience over and over again. They watered down what could have been a really interesting story mode.
So let me just interject real quick. The reason why I didn't like it is because it reminded me of a mobile game. That's why. Okay. So like when you, I don't even know if you ever played that, like there's this mobile game that it was a Transformers mobile game, like from a couple years ago or so. And the way it worked is like every day you'll get daily points or something like that. That's kind of how it was for the Marvel game. I was not a fan of that. Like, I just want to play the story. Just give me a story to play and I'll play it.
Because you wanted it to be a single player experience.
The was the iOS game.
That's bro, it literally is like one of those games where you got you used all your coins for today. You got to come back tomorrow and let it recharge. Come on, bro. What is this? That kind of stuff just makes me not. So like I said, bro, I started the game. I played a little bit. Yeah. And once it got me to that screen, I said, it is a lie. I'm not playing this, bro. I'm not doing this.
So now you have this example, right, where this company, Square Enix, put together the Avengers, which had a really negative reaction to it, right? Because it didn't get positive reviews. It just didn't. Across the board, most people were unhappy with how glitchy, how incomplete, how repetitive, and how everything.
And boring. It was really boring.
And I still want to play the game. So, I could just because I want the experience, because I want to experience it. I haven't had a chance to play it, and I'm a big Marvel guy, so I just kind of want to do it just for the Marvel experience.
You feel like you owe it that experience, like
I just want to have it. Like I understand that it might be a really shitty experience.
No, I feel the same way for Miles Morales.
So I want to play it. But now you have this example where you have a shitty Marvel game done by Square Enix in that format that you just bitched about. And now we have a new single player type of experience with Guardians of the Galaxy. So we're going to see how good this game is when it comes out. And fans are obviously going to critique it and piece it together and break it down and talk about the story, the gameplay, the whole nine. we're going to see now, if they make enough money off of Guardians of the Galaxy, off of this game, we'll see a trend where they're going to start doing more Marvel games in this style, where they're going to put more emphasis on maybe characters we don't get to see in the MCU, or storylines that we didn't get to see in the MCU, that now people are watching. Now people care about the Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody knew who the Guardians were before the movies came out.
That's a fact.
They were not a popular superhero group.
You're right.
So now that they are popular, like, we have an opportunity to now do Marvel games in this style and highlight some of those less popular characters and just kind of expand the Marvel universe to a casual viewer, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, that's something too that, like, as we got older, I've got more into, like, I'm a bigger DC fan, especially like the animated movies and the shows.
Come on,
their animated films are friggin' amazing,
second to none.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to say.
The live action's kind of trash, but
absolutely, I've hated almost every single DC live action movie that's came out.
I heard Aquaman was good. I never watched it, but
Aquaman was okay.
Aquaman was actually pretty good.
I enjoyed Shazam more than I enjoyed Aquaman.
Good. Let's not do that.
Shazam was good too.
Shazam was good.
But yeah, so getting, like you said, bringing these characters or even like storylines, like the comic book universe is literally infinite because they just can make a million different storylines. So like that's something too that I've got more interested in when watching these shows. I'm like, oh, I get that reference. Oh, I know who this character is. Oh, this person's coming in to, once you see this person, you know where the story's going to go. And then, like you said, them incorporating that into video games now is going to bring those new fans over too. So it's like, it's a huge, thing. But speaking of RPGs,
let me just say this before we leave the Marvel conversation,
because I want to finish the Final Fantasy stuff and then we'll go to the next.
That's what I was going to say.
With
Final Fantasy,
one thing is, I'm not trying to play a Thor game. That's all I wanted to say.
Thor?
I'm not trying to play a Thor game.
What's Thor, bro?
I think his storyline is probably the boringest storyline in all, and that's including the Hulk. I think the Hulk is.
What was your question, Musa? I didn't even hear you. I'm sorry.
No, I said that's another thing because he's saying, oh, they're making, like, no one really knew the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I knew Iron Man, but Iron Man, no one said, yo, I want to be Tony Stark when I was growing up, ever.
Because his cartoon wasn't popular. That's why.
Damn, all those things, all them shits was ass. People like Spider-Man. That's about it.
Because we got a really dope 90s Spider-Man animated series, just like we got the Batman animated series and all those animated, the X-Men animated series, like from the 90s. Like they did good jobs with those shows, so we like those characters.
Even the X-Men, the early 2000s
Evolution.
Evolution.
X-Men Evolution.
If they had given the same attention to other Marvel characters, we would have liked Tony Stark just as much if they did a really nice cartoon for him. I mean, they did one, but it wasn't as popular.
God. People be
telling you right now, if they make a Thor video game, I'm boycotting, bro. Son, who wants to play?
I was about to say, you're signing a petition.
Yeah, I mean,
bro, who is trying to play Thor? Who wants to be Thor? Like, you got
to think about it. People play God of War, right? And Thor is what is it? Norse mythology?
Norse mythology. Is he?
Yeah.
I don't know about that stuff.
You would know better than me, John. You would know more.
Because
I think is he in the game?
It is Norse mythology.
I think it is.
Loki is in that also. Like, that's where those characters really come from. It'd be like making Hercules, like a Marvel superhero.
He's going. I heard he's going to be soon, but Final Fantasy. Let's move to that.
Yeah, that's maybe y'all could talk about. I am the last person to talk about Final Fantasy.
I'm second to last.
So I'll make it quick.
Honestly?
I'll make it quick. I'll make it really quick.
Please.
So they basically made 2 Final Fantasy announcements, and then that's basically it because Babylon's Fall, I wasn't really impressed with that. And then I don't know if you guys like Life is Strange. They're like video novels. You just make decisions.
That. That's coming to the Switch too.
Yeah.
That was another thing I didn't like, where these game studios that are on their own, like Square Enix, Ubisoft, all these other guys, they will announce a game and then it's like, then you see the same games in the Nintendo or the Xbox or
because they're all
repetitive.
Bro, this is everything they got, everything they had going on because of COVID. They're all just like, fuck it, let's do it. So we got 2 Final Fantasy games in this announcement. The first one they did was Strangers of Paradise.
Sorry.
This is Square Enix. This is still Square Enix.
For what consoles? For all consoles?
So a lot of the Final Fantasy stuff, the way that they put them out is Square Enix has a deal with Sony where Sony gets their exclusive for a limited amount of time. Right? Yeah. So for like the first year of most of these games release, you'll only be able to play them on PlayStation. And then after that year, it goes everywhere. It hits Steam, Microsoft, sometimes the Switch. It depends on what it is. So these are timed exclusives. Okay. So we have Stranger of Paradise, which is a Final Fantasy origin story, which looks really cool. Christopher Sabat plays the voice of the villain in this game.
Oh, shout out to my boy Chris.
Yeah, so I'm really interested in this one. It's got like a Devil May Cry kind of vibe to the gameplay.
I saw that.
Yeah. Looks really, really interesting. And I like that action RPG style. And then the most disappointing announcement.
Didn't Chris Sabat get canceled?
No. That was Vic Mignogna, the guy who did the voice for Broly.
Oh. No, but then I saw that's such a random person to get.
Why did he get canceled, if you don't mind me asking?
Sexual harassment in the workplace.
Sheesh. Keep your hands to yourselves.
Chris Sabat was like offering like roles or something, or voice acting roles for sexual favors or something like that.
You might be right, but I haven't heard any of those news stories yet, so I would have to like do some research and confirm.
He's not going to talk bad about Chris. Chris is his guy. He's not going to talk bad about Chris.
Cancel culture will not cancel Vegeta, Piccolo / Bar /
Shenron.
There's no way, bro. Stop it.
So anyway, not to you, because I know me and fucking Juice will just keep cracking jokes. So the only other Final Fantasy announcement they had was called the Pixel Remaster. So I actually really like old school RPGs. I like turn-based RPGs. And it's like all of the
first 6, right?
The first 6 Final Fantasy games were these, like Super Nintendo graphics, 16-bit, and like 32-bit style gameplay. But these are not going to console. They are mobile games. So everybody was disappointed that this remastered collection is not going to be available where they would more than likely play games. So I don't know if this is going to be
I don't know. Can we just like 2 seconds? Let's really talk about like what is the fascination of playing games on your phone? Like I get it because it's like it's there, and if it's like if it's like how Xbox is doing it, where you can literally play your Xbox on your phone, I understand that.
With the controller,
but playing a 64-bit game on my phone is not something that I want to do. I'm sorry.
I feel like now, like I think there was a window for it, and it's kind of late now because of social media. Like I feel like when you would just be chilling or waiting or on a bus or something, you might play like Angry Birds or something like
Candy
that,
Crush,
or Temple Run. Yeah. What you still might do, like
Temple
I don't know if I like
Flappy Bird.
Was crazy. Oh my bro, I never got 100. 99 was my high score. 99 was my high score. But anyway, no, I'm not getting that again. But yeah, I feel like that's what it is now, because the other thing is when you sit down and you want to play a certain game, like you don't feel like getting so overly involved with the story and reading it. Like sometimes I just want to play Sunset Overdrive, right? I don't want to play Monster Hunter or The Witcher or something, because I'm just trying to chill out. I'm not trying to pay so much attention where I got to read and all that. So I feel like the mobile game, like I feel like you got to put certain games on there. Final Fantasy is too involved.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you want to play Final Fantasy on your phone? Like, it's too much.
I think they took too long, bro.
I think like I agree with what you're saying, Musa. I think the time for that kind of stuff has passed because most people are not. At least I don't think most people are playing games on their like actual games, unless it's like maybe some old person that happens to have a smartphone and they're playing Candy Crush or a game like that. You know,
so I may
just be talking.
And they tried it. Sega, no, because Sega tried it too with Sonic 4, I think, a couple of years ago, but it wasn't like Sonic is a simple game.
You can purchase a lot of classic Sega games on mobile, like just to own the game and you can play it. I mean, the idea is that our phones are basically supercomputers at this point, and they can do wild things that older generations of gaming consoles could never do. So the retro,
will you do it is the question.
Some people will. So I have an example of during the actual like stay-at-home portion of the pandemic, I decided to pick up one of my emulators again, and I was starting a new playthrough on Pokemon Emerald.
Before you even said that, I was about to say, I miss my emulator when I would play Fire Red or Emerald.
Yeah, so I own and I've played all of the Pokemon games.
Oh, you were playing it on your phone.
Yeah, I'm just a big Pokemon guy, but I was playing this on my phone, and playing it on an emulator was great, being able to like speed up the actual speed of the game and grind a little bit faster so that you're not sitting there for hours training your Pokemon. Like stuff like that. Being able to play a bunch of the games that you have in your library just at the push of a button. You didn't have to actually carry all the cartridges and stuff with you. Like there's a market for people like me who like to go back and play really old shit. And sometimes the easiest thing to do is to use your phone. It's always on your person. To most companies, they look at it as it's really easy to market to you because you're already connected to the internet and you're already using your phone anyway. So if they sell you a game,
well, all right, so like I said, right, it makes sense for games that are like simple to play, like Super Mario Brothers or like he said, Sonic.
They had that game too. It was like
things
Super
like
Mario
that for your phone. Even if they put Pokemon, these are like simple, for the most part, simple games where you could play on your phone. My thing is, why would they do Final Fantasy on the phone? Because even though I've never played it, I know that's a very intricate game where I have to like
not too much. You're practically just roaming your map and you're talking to people, and then as you're walking through things, you get random battles. Like if you were playing Pokemon, you get random Pokemon encounters. You get random fiends and monsters that pop up, and you gotta just they call fiends? Them. No, they're like fiends. So you gotta whack them, magic them, whatever the fuck,
magic them
to death, and then and then you
see, even in that though, like you have different types of attack. Like Pokemon kept it to 4 moves. That's about it. I feel like I don't know. I think maybe if they tried 1 game or 2 games, doing all 6 in a collection specifically for the phone, that does
that's a way. I think they may have just done it because of maybe you're right. They did it because of the pandemic, and maybe they had it released for, going out for the consoles, but maybe the pandemic hit, fucked something up. And
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to get this on digital storefronts. This is intentionally marketed towards the mobile demographic. I mean, they might change it up later. They might just say, "Hey, we're not really selling this collection in mobile stores like that. Like, we might have to port it to Steam, port it to the Nintendo eShop, port it wherever. Like, let's say, for example, the only console you could have played this collection on was the Switch. like the Switch or mobile, that wouldn't have been a terrible decision neither, because you already have a handheld demographic. Somebody that is looking to play.
You could throw the Switch on the TV, so it's no longer handheld.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people have the Lite.
Ugh.
Either way, your Switch can be played in handheld, no matter which one you own, is the point I'm trying to make.
Bro, if you got the Lite, please do not listen to this, man.
Oh my God. Don't listen to Maggie. If you got a Lite, that's okay. You can play your Lite.
It's not. It is not. Do not listen to John. He's steering you wrong.
Maybe
stop gatekeeping.
Maybe, let them play the way they want to play. Maybe they don't got a TV at home to play on. Maybe the TV is not for them to use. Maybe it's better for them to have it.
If you don't have a TV at home, then you should not be playing video games. Go get your money up and get a TV.
No, but sometimes he's saying, I mean, it depends on the age. Maybe your parents are always watching the TV. You're tired of fighting over.
I feel like if someone has a Lite, that means that they don't really play video games like that.
Or they're someone's child and their parents bought them the Lite. Here, you play this.
If I was that child, I would like,
not on my TV.
Get me the real Switch and get this nonsense out of
here. You said that to your African parents. You said, if you don't go back and get me the right one.
You think that my African parents would just go out and get me the Switch? I wouldn't have to tell them what to go get. I'd have to be there with them, because they may go out and say, oh yeah, let me get you a Switch. And they come back with the calculator. And now I'm playing with the calculator for the next year.
You wanted Mario, right? Look, it's Mario's face right here.
Yeah, it's Mario's face on a Texas Instrument. Here you go. Like, get out of here, bro. Nah, man.
But no, I get what John's saying though, because it's like, you'd be surprised. Like, I feel like social media, I hate getting into these kind of conversations, but like social media kind of makes you think of like, even your own friend circle. You hear or see certain things because you follow who you want to follow, or sometimes people who are like-minded and stuff. So like, you may think there's not a market for something, but like there might be a huge demographic for it, or like big enough for them to make money. Like, they're, like you said, 16-bit, 32-bit games. Like, it probably didn't cost them like
nothing
much. And the games are already made. It's not like they had to, I'm sure they remastered it and things like that, but it's not like they had to do a whole overhaul.
They probably just made it cleaner, maybe kept the frame rate consistent on it.
And listen, people that are fans of it aren't going to be like, oh, it's on the phone, I'm not downloading it. They're probably going to download it.
No, for sure.
If it has controller support, like I bought an 8-bit Do like micro controller. It's like this real little teeny tiny like oval looking controller, and I bought that controller specifically to play that old school style of game. It only has a D-pad on it. It doesn't have analog sticks. It's just the main function, left, right, A, B, X, and Y, and your directional pad. And if they let me use a controller like that to play those games in particular, like, I'm the type of person where like I'll prop my phone up on a phone stand or on a wireless charger somewhere and just play for a bit. And I like the fact that these are the turn-based ones, so you don't have to really sit there and like
yeah, I feel you.
But let's take your time with it.
Let's move on to the next
Xbox
thing. Fuck Final Fantasy. Xbox.
So
all the Final Fantasies are coming to Game Pass, bro. You can't say fuck Final Fantasy.
And I will not download any of them.
I probably won't play any of them though. But Xbox. Xbox was day 2.
If Final Fantasy VII, the remake joint they did for PS5, eventually at some point comes on Game Pass, I will do it because it looks very interesting to me.
I have to finish it. It was good.
Like Pokemon's the only RPG, like real RPG that I've ever like kept up with. Besides that, like sometimes it's just too much for me to be like, level up this, make my armor this.
The grinding can be really tedious, and it can turn you off to the gameplay. Yeah, for sure.
Which is why I
Pokemon,
never played Witcher or anything. Pokemon, like even when I was younger, like I would try and actually catch stuff, and then like later, like once I beat the Elite Four, my Pokedex will be at like 26, and that's from like the Pokemon on my team evolving. So it's really like maybe 10 Pokemon that I actually tried to catch.
That grinding shit is for the few. But the next day, Xbox.
The Xbox Live.
Yes.
Xbox.
The greatest presentation in
of the whole show.
Entire history of humankind.
Wow.
That's a bold statement. I usually make bold statements on
very bold. Yeah, that's definitely Juice's job.
It was. I think it was just more like it was just such a relief. Like I'm tired of fighting PlayStation people about games. Like
you're still gonna fight them, bro.
Doesn't have games, but you are, and like this is another Twitter argument. Like no one can tell you why. No one, the average person that's just talking about PlayStation over everything. Yo, can I get the PS5? All the memes and all this crap. Like they're not. I don't want to say they're not real gamers. I'm not a gatekeeper guy, but it's like they play 2K. That's all I say. That's all they do.
Or Warzone, nothing else.
Or FIFA. Or they were trying to play the
Fortnite.
Spider-Man Miles Morales game. Or they're just looking for PS exclusive games. That's why they want the PlayStation.
That's usually why I buy a PlayStation, is because I kind of do appreciate their exclusives.
And that's why I want to get a PS5. Same. Yeah, exactly.
Just to play the Sony exclusives.
When you talk the full experience
of a game,
Microsoft is so much further along. Not just with the game, like we talked about Game Pass, you being able to do the cloud gaming on your phone. Like, they also have the PC. Like, like it's no one has ever Xbox Live. I don't care how good the PS4 or 5 ever get. Like Xbox Live as a service has always been like the bar. So
they started the online
as probably
service
only person. John played a PlayStation, but I was solely Sony PlayStation. I can honestly tell you that I have had the PS network crash so many times throughout my years of playing. So I totally feel what you're saying. Like I was telling you before we started, I just recently got into Xbox within the last year or so, like 2019. This is my first Xbox ever. And I wish, I don't know if I wanted the Xbox 360 or any of those games, but this one particular for sure.
360 best Xbox.
The 360 dominated its generation.
Yeah.
I like the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 3.
That was the PS3 era, yeah.
I like the PlayStation 3.
I had the PS3.
Thoroughly enjoyed because there was a lot of stuff. Like I could go on the internet. Like I had
watch porn. Yeah. But
you caught me. Yeah, man.
He's like, I could go on the internet.
Terrible.
Yeah, man. There was a lot of things I could do with my play. I could save videos on there, music. I could have music playing. I think that was the first console that I had that I could like play music in the background and also play my game. You know, like
you could do it on the 360, but you had to like drag it to the hard. I don't even know how I did. Like for some reason, Carter 2 was on there. I don't know how, but
you had it saved onto your hard drive.
It's the same on the PlayStation 3. Like I have my PlayStation 3 right here. I have so much music on there. It's not even funny. But Xbox
announcements. They started the show with Starfield. Had either of you guys heard of Starfield before this announcement, or was this your first time?
I heard about it, and people were saying like if it was going to be at E3, like it had to be there because, well, even let's take like one step back. The fact that Xbox decided to do this as a joint show
presentation with Bethesda.
Presentation. Like
Xbox owns Bethesda.
Like, they had
now
to.
They do.
Yeah. Oh. But they had to do that. Like they've been buying up all these studios over the last few years, but like you spend $7 billion on Bethesda, which has been doing like a lot of games. Even like the reason Starfield's coming out, I think next year is because as exclusives, because they still have like a contract with Sony through the end of this year or something like that, where they can't do exclusives just for Xbox. But like that was such a not just smart move, like they had to do that because like you spend all this money. No, dude, y'all gonna announce these games together. So
So
Starfield, I don't know what it's gonna be. I've just heard, like I said, just heard about people wanting to see it and things like that, but I don't know much about it. And they didn't show any gameplay. So
no gameplay yet, but it's supposed to be what the developer calls Skyrim in space.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Another franchise I never got into. Elder Scrolls.
I was never into the Elder Scrolls like that either. I don't really like, all of the knights in shining armor type of stuff. But they're comparing it to that type of open world, and they're saying it's going to have first person and third person perspectives. And I know that they put a shit ton of work into what this game looks like. This is supposed to be visually, like what a next generation game is supposed to look like for these companies. So they're really like hyping this one up. And we didn't know if this was going to be exclusive to Xbox. People were assuming it might have been because they bought Bethesda, but some people were still hoping, like PlayStation people were still praying that it was going to be on both systems, just because they're like,
so toxic. Like, they want everything.
They were upset that Microsoft came and stole this shit away from them, I guess. And then they went into Stalker 2, which I had never heard of Stalker before that.
That looked really interesting.
It does look really interesting. Yeah, Heart of Chernobyl. That looked really, really interesting.
Back for Blood as well was announced.
Back for Blood.
I think that's
Did you play Left 4 Dead? I remember Left 4 Dead 2 on the.
I never played that series. I never played that series.
It wasn't really for me, but it was like a typical, like, I mean, a lot of series are doing these now, just the 4-person, kind of fight through certain areas through waves of, enemies and stuff like that, and to fight like a big, boss.
The big bad.
If
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it's on Game Pass, speaking of Game Pass, the fact that I think it was the stat was they announced like 30 games and like 27 of them are going to be on Game Pass
day one.
Damn,
that's amazing. Like, it's also scary to me because how long do you think they'll actually do this?
Like they'll be on Game Pass?
Like, if it's owned by Microsoft, it's always going to be on their service.
Not how long it'll be on Game Pass. Oh, is that true? Because the stuff they've taken off has not been owned by Xbox.
No, I believe.
Yeah, they're third party games cycle because they pay to have the license for that for a particular period of time. It's available to their subscribers from this date to this date, and then that's it.
I'll never forget. I was so hot when they took off Grand Theft Auto, man. I was hot because I was in the middle of the game. All of a sudden,
they brought it back for you, though.
Play this game, huh?
They brought it back for you.
Yeah, they brought it back after I had bought it and after I beat the game already.
So I didn't get to hear the whole story.
But what about the day one thing though? Like, people are complaining about the games they'll put on there are like old. They're like games people don't care about. Like, how long do you think Xbox will sustain putting all their big heavy hitters day one on there?
I think it's gonna.
The next couple of years, they're trying to bring in more subscribers, and then maybe it might trickle, phase out a little.
I think if anything, Xbox is going to create a new standard for how we consume video games. So we have this situation now where this major, contributor to the video game industry is now providing AAA video game content for just a monthly subscription. You don't have to do the $60, $70 buy-in in order to play these games. And if you don't like them, you didn't waste $70 to have it. And now you have to deal with GameStop's buyback program and get significantly less money.
That's what I was going to say. I think low-key, Microsoft might be trying to get GameStop out of here. With stuff
they
like
just
this.
bought GameStop, right?
No, they Microsoft as a company, not Xbox. Microsoft has a contract now with GameStop to revamp like all of their technical systems. So they're going to be running on Microsoft systems now.
Yeah.
So like all their computers, their inventory, machines, and all that stuff.
So it's nothing to do with gaming.
And there's nothing to do with video game. It's with Microsoft as a computer, software, hardware developer standpoint. Yeah, it's for their like consumer services.
That's interesting.
Their POSs and their computers and their inventory systems and shit.
I think we have to, we should like Xbox is really trying to do what Xbox is trying to do what HBO is doing to movies now.
Yes.
So they're gonna just, basically
just pay the subscription.
Yeah. And you can watch like I forgot. So I'm watching The Sopranos right now, and there is going to be a prequel to the story of The Sopranos that they've been filming for the past like 3 years or so in Newark, actually.
Yeah. And it's going to go to HBO Max.
It's going to go straight to HBO Max for the first month. They did it for that Denzel Washington movie. They did it for another couple movies. So I think
they've been doing it for every
Warner Brothers.
Everything Warner Brothers this year, yeah.
Yeah, so I think Xbox is going to try to do that, and it's going to make other gaming, like Nintendo and PlayStation, they're going to have to compete with this, because if you're telling me that I'm going to pay for 6 months $144 to only play 20 games for PS Plus, that is a waste of my money. I'm sorry. When I saw that, I thought this was a joke, because I'm like, are you dead ass? Like are you dead ass? Yeah. You're going to give me 20 games, I pay $100 and something for 6 months. When Xbox, I could pay $15 a month, and I could play not only Xbox games, but EA games too.
PlayStation. Yeah, the EA Play
the EA Play merger. Microsoft is playing the long game. Man. So a company that is really, really good at playing the long game is Amazon. When you look at like how they're starting to like venture into different industries and kind of really solidify themselves in almost every single industry they dive into. Yeah, eventually. But
soon they're gonna have the Amazon train.
Watch. We're gonna have everything. We're gonna have the Amazon fucking food truck outside.
Yeah, watch.
But bro, this is what you don't hear.
Even they trying to get into gaming with the Luna. Or whatever that thing is
called. They're trying to, and some of these games are not the ones we're talking about now, but I've seen a lot of the games announced are going to Luna and Stadia and all those things. And I heard they're trying to buy movie theaters or something. But like
AMC.
This is the conversation that doesn't happen online. Like that's why I'm gonna be reading these stupid memes. Like memes are funny and they're funny and stuff, but it's like people don't know what they talk.
No, they're just talking shit just to talk shit. So I think Microsoft is playing this long game, and I think they're going to change the way we buy games. But think about it. You've said it at least 3 times since the podcast started. You said if it goes to Game Pass, I'm going to play it. It's whatever I want it to be.
No, it's true, bro. I've had games, even if I don't play them. Like I was going through it today, just like, okay, I haven't played this in however long, and yes, I have memory, but I don't want it on here, so I'll just like take it off. But it's like at least I had the option. Like,
yeah,
just going through. Okay, what did they put on Game Pass now? I don't know what Mecha War 5 or whatever that game I just downloaded was, but like. It's free, like
so you might as well give it a try. Like that's the thing.
That's how I found out about what's that game that I like, John? It's the arcade game that was on Game Pass.
Arcade game.
It was like the Ninja Turtles or the Simpsons.
Oh,
game.
Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage 4.
Streets of Rage.
Oh my god, bro! That game is so fun. I think it's an
older game though, right?
Yeah, but it was
the first 3 were Sega Genesis games.
My brother be putting me onto all those old arcade games. He'd be like, "Man, you don't know nothing about this." I'm like, "I was born in '94." No, I don't.
I played a shit ton.
It's dope.
I played a shit ton, and I'm only 2 years older than you, bro. So he might be onto something.
Nah, like I mean, I don't know. I think we all are on the same page as far as, and I feel like we're biased. I mean, I'll probably be the least biased one here because I was actually like committed
I'm the most biased
to Xbox
because I never owned a. I never owned.
Oh, you never owned the PlayStation
system.
Okay, yeah, you might be the most biased.
Actually, that generation of what was it, PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, I actually didn't have either of those. Like I played like people's at their house. Like my brother had Xbox, but
I was still playing my.
Bro, I was playing N64.
Yeah,
I was playing N64 and Super Nintendo from 1996 until 2006 when I got the Wii. Like,
yeah, nah, I was a GameCube PS2 kind of kid.
Actually, I could have got the GameCube at one point was like $100, and like I think it was like 2004, 2005, and I got a Game Boy SP instead, even though I had the Advance. That's a whole nother thing. But
oh yeah, there's a new Halo game
y'all
coming out.
Yes, Halo Infinite, which was supposed to come out last year as a launch title, which people feel like it hurt.
It shouldn't have came out. Launch. I'm glad they didn't put it out because it wouldn't have been ready.
Delayed it.
So what's different about this Halo game from all the other Halo games? I've never played Halo, by the way.
You're missing out.
This is my first Xbox. This is my first Xbox.
You're missing out. I personally think you should run through the Master Chief Collection.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean,
is it like Destiny?
No. Do you like first person shooters?
Not really.
If you're not really a first person,
sports.
Yeah, but this is not like a Call of Duty type of first person shooter.
Yeah,
it's different. This one is, in my opinion, like you could have way more fun with the gameplay.
That's the thing. When you say fun, like Halo Online is the most fun I've probably had playing anything, like single player or multiplayer. Like it's just, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's not even just.
It's like, actually so good that I don't mind playing Halo Online.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's a single player guy. He told you that.
And I like playing Halo Online. That's a good online experience.
Yeah, no. I'm the same way. I'm a single player type of guy. Like I never I don't even like playing like what do you call it? Like sports games with my brothers because I just prefer to play by myself. Like there'll be times where they come over to my crib and I'm like, yo, man, let's play. Nah, I'm good, bro. I don't want to play. But you could play if you want to play by yourself. I'm not gonna play against you. So if you're saying that, then I may take your word for it, and I may. Do they have it on? It's on Game Pass.
Every single Halo game they've ever made is on Game Pass. Nice. Just download the Master Chief Collection. It's pretty big because there's 6 games in there.
Oh no! I'm only gonna download one game, bro. I don't.
No, you have to download the Master Chief Collection.
Well, I think you could do 5. By I
have like 30% space on my joint.
Then you just see how big the file is, and
delete everything else.
Delete. Just it's a big game because it's a collection, and they don't really give you the option to download those games individually. You have to download the collection. That's the game. The game is the Master Chief Collection, and in the Master Chief Collection is Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo Reach, Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2,
Halo 3. Reach is a go game, by the way.
Halo 3 ODST, which was incredible.
Trash.
Incredible. You're crazy.
Wait, so please someone explain to me, because I was, like I said, the only 2 days that I really paid attention to was the Xbox and the Nintendo Day. And I know that they said something different about this particular Halo game than any other Halo game before. So please
its multiplayer will be free to play. You will not need to buy the game in order to play this multiplayer. It will be exactly like Fortnite. All you need is an internet connection. You don't need Xbox Live. You don't need anything. You don't need.
This is just for the multiplayer, not to play the story.
Just for the multiplayer. Just for the multiplayer, you can just jump in and fucking play. If you got an Xbox, Halo is yours. That is basically how they want it to be. They want everybody to be in on this multiplayer experience. And from the trailer that they put out, this is going to be one hell of a fucking multiplayer.
It looked cool. That's the only reason why I was like kind of interested and even, maybe like thinking about playing a Halo game, because like I said, I've never played Halo before in my life.
The stories are dope. Because I know you fucks with Star Wars because we have our Star Wars conversations.
Yeah.
you're gonna like the story for Halo. Okay. If you like Star Wars, I compare it to Star Wars just because the drama's kind of the same. Well, but the story is super different. Yeah, but the story is super different.
I know, I seen like something where like there were 3 races that were created, and one of the races killed the other race, and now they became that race, and they thought the race was a god, and now they found out that the race is not really a god, so they had to kill them. No, it's just complicated.
You're like all over the story, but yeah, everything you said was correct to a certain degree.
I seen something like that on TikTok, but anything else happened with Xbox besides Game Pass and the Fallout game?
They made a lot of announcements.
Among Us to Xbox. I don't know.
It's already on Xbox for PC. They're bringing it to console.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Forza Horizon 5.
I like Among Us. Oh, that's the racing
game.
Are
y'all racing? It is, but it's like Horizon's less like.
It's more arcadey, right?
Yeah. I think I had 3 or 4 on Game Pass that I was playing. I know it's more known for like the visuals and stuff. I've never been a Forza. I'm not a racing. These are the games I don't play.
My thing was Gran Turismo.
At this conversation, racing, fighting, maybe it depends. Like Smash or Street Fighter, okay, but I'm not into like.
We're gonna have a DBZ Fighters tournament, so just let you know.
Very soon.
I have that game and I still haven't like played.
I played it for the first time. We had a tournament at my crib and I won the tournament.
Bro, I have that game on the Switch and on the Xbox, and I barely even touched either version of the game.
I think I have it on the Switch.
I bought it
because it was like not because there was a time where Bandai Namco, right? That's how you say the name?
Bandai Namco.
Yeah. They were they usually have sales like all the time. So the game was like $10 for the Switch. I said, let me get this shit real quick.
Yeah.
Might as well.
That's a great price for that game because the game is so worth it.
Yeah. Like
it's a really good, and on the Switch, it's fluid for some reason. Like I was not expecting it to be that smooth on the fucking Switch, and they made it smooth.
There are a lot of games that I played on the Switch that I wasn't expecting it to be so great. But yeah, so as far as like
Psychonauts 2,
Flight Simulator, The Outer Worlds 2.
Don't care about that one.
I started playing The Outer Worlds.
Simulator. I know you started playing Outer Worlds. How?
I started that too. I couldn't.
I liked it.
It wasn't for me.
I put it down because I was playing Halo at the time, and I couldn't do 2 first-person shooters because the buttons are a little different, and it doesn't work out. Yeah, so I put it down, and I haven't really picked it back up. But I'd enjoyed like the character development and the story building that they do. It plays just like Fallout. If you've ever played a Fallout game where you talk to a shit ton of fucking NPC. You talk to a shit ton of NPCs, and they always give you a decision to make, and the game will change if you decide something A or something B, and then the story becomes like, whatever it is.
What is that shit? Black Mirror Bandersnatch. I see.
Stuff like that. And then the biggest announcement Xbox did, because we got to move this along because we still got to do Nintendo.
Facts. So a lot of shit happened for Nintendo.
The biggest announcement that Xbox made was that they are legitimately releasing the official Xbox mini fridge.
Yes.
Oh, they're releasing an actual mini fridge?
They're releasing a Series X mini fridge.
That's fire.
And they will be getting all 5,000 of my dollars.
It's $5,000 for a mini fridge?
I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't know how much.
I was about to go nuts. That's tough, though. That's tough.
That's great marketing.
It is. They took a meme and turned it into a real thing. Like if this becomes incredibly difficult to buy, then the price for the aftermarket for this thing is just going to be ridiculous. But I'm hoping that it doesn't turn into that, and it's just like they're regularly available and anybody could buy one. But
I would hope it's a fridge. I would hope they have enough parts to make a fridge.
You've obviously never bought anything with Supreme's name on it. Because Supreme could literally No, I'm just saying, like the idea that it could be something stupid, but because of what it is,
they sold a brick.
They sold a brick. You took the words
$300.
Right, you took the words right out of my mouth. Supreme put their name on a brick, and people bought the brick, just a fucking brick.
So I want to say this, right? Let me say this. It is a fridge. So what you're telling me is that it's not more so of like the parts to make it. It's the fact that they may make it a limited release.
Yeah, they may only make a certain amount of these.
That's
you know what I'm saying.
Like, we don't make this accessible, bro.
We don't know. I don't know what company is manufacturing the fridge. That's the thing. Like I don't know. All they did was let us know that they're releasing a fridge.
Even Supreme, like all those knick-knack items Supreme does, it's through the actual companies and
their collaborations. Their official collaborations. Like if they did a fucking Swiss Army knife, they did that shit with Swizz. You know, like
they had Ziploc bags.
Like
Ziploc.
Ziploc Supreme, $7,000.
Yeah.
Bro, they got the Hanes t-shirts. They got the Supreme Hanes.
That is nasty.
T-shirts, like
but those you can buy all the time.
All the time, yeah. But
a Supreme,
Hanes,
I mean, I could just get a Hanes t-shirt and put Supreme on it myself.
You can.
But you can.
So the last hold on. Before we move to Nintendo, what happened with Capcom? Because we never really.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. Musa, you didn't see Capcom neither?
I didn't see the actual show. I just heard every commentator saying it didn't need to happen, and it was like they wasted like 15 minutes announcing something, or
they wasted an hour.
They just said it was a shit show.
They wasted an hour of everyone's time, or if it wasn't an hour, it felt like an hour. So basically, all they did was announce that Monster Hunter Rise for the Switch, which is the last Monster Hunter game that's exclusive to the Switch, was getting DLC. That's what they opened it with, right? So they said DLC is coming for Rise. Then they did, a cinematic trailer for Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is just like a different type of Monster Hunter game. It's not like a traditional one. They just did a cinematic trailer for that. Which we already knew was coming. Are you into
Monster Hunter franchise?
I've never played any of the Monster Hunter games. I'm not opposed to trying them out. I just haven't played any of them.
There's one on Game Pass.
Ultimate, right?
Ultimate, yeah.
Is that a good one?
Again, it's kind of it's like the amount of things you have to do, like customization stuff, kind of turns me off. Like I don't want to think that much as I'm playing, but I do like that it has those RPG elements, but it's not like strictly turn-based. Like you'll fight stuff in the wild, as you've probably seen in the gameplay and stuff. So I heard Monster Hunter Rise is like really good though.
I hear great things about Rise. So they announced the DLC for Rise. They did the trailer for Monster Hunter Stories 2. Then
there's too many DLC announcements, bro.
DLC announcement for Resident Evil Village.
Too many.
And just an announcement, not like footage of it. They're like, hey, by the way, we're gonna put some DLC out for this game. Then
they could have put that on their YouTube page or
then they did
Twitter.
They
just kept it moving.
Just dropped it on Twitter.
They did like 15 minutes of Ace Attorney.
Wait, the anime?
No, the Ace Attorney video game.
No, but like I didn't know the anime was an actual video game.
Unless they made an anime from the video game. Probably. Yeah, no, but it's a video game.
It's an anime first.
No,
it's normally the video game comes out.
It was a video game. They more than likely made the anime after the video game. But Ace Attorney's been like, because these are remasters. It's a remastered collection of the original games. So they're older games. They basically
Beautiful Joe.
Yeah. So
this was a video game.
Yeah. So they got
it's an anime now. It's on Funimation.
The Ace Attorney Chronicles or something like that. They showed like 15 minutes of the gameplay for Ace Attorney when it's literally just like making decisions. That's it. That's the gameplay. You make a decision. You make a decision and then you listen to what the characters say. And they showed 15 minutes of that.
Of decisions?
Of decisions and listening to the anime characters that aren't animated. They're still.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Because I know it's
just a text box.
The text boxes and then audio. You're listening to...
Who's buying that game?
There's people that fuck with, you know... That fuck with games like that. Wow, that fuck with like lawyer type
Phoenix,
shit.
right?
I don't have a problem with the lawyer thing.
And
I have a problem with
Japanese one.
Someone that comes up on the screen and is just.
Yeah, because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to do that.
Hell no, bro.
So they did that, and then at the end of the presentation, they were like, "Get ready for this awesome shit we're gonna close with," and it was like, did you know that people competitively play Street Fighter?
Oh yeah, they did like an esports.
They did an esports highlight.
Oh my god!
Of people playing like competitive Street Fighter.
So they just came there to waste our time.
They legitimately wasted everyone's time.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What everyone's shame time. On you, Capcom. For shame. For shame.
Capcom was
bring Dante to Smash. That's what they need to do.
But
they need to bring Dante to Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, okay. Since we're talking about Super Smash Bros., we can talk about Nintendo. So Super Smash Bros. Got a new DLC.
Yeah.
Homie from Tekken, right?
Tekken. Yep.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Since I know Musa's a Smash player. Do you play Smash, John?
I have Smash, but I haven't gotten a chance to really enjoy Ultimate like that. Believe it or not, my wife played and beat World of Light for Smash Ultimate. She's played the game more than me. I haven't.
I have not beat that single player experience.
That's crazy.
She went ham on that shit. Like she really freaking. She was, working the spirit mechanic in that shit and everything.
That shit was too complicated for me.
She bodied it. I was surprised.
Good on her, because
and because of the story mode, she definitely whoops ass now. I don't even like playing against her.
Honestly, I don't like playing against your wife in Mario Kart either. She's tough.
Bro, she's got the Nintendo shit down packed. I don't like to play against her again in Nintendo games.
Hell no, bro. Hell no.
She's a beast.
Speaking of like Nintendo games, everyone knows like Nintendo is like that high value, you can't really play their games anywhere. So like, do you think they're ever going to get to a point where they're going to?
Nope.
Even game, I don't want to say Game Pass, but whatever their version of that is, I feel like they wouldn't even do it.
Nope. No. They would not. They would absolutely 100% force you to pay that full price tag if you want that game.
I feel now
we're going to pay.
I feel like it's because of the exclusivity. That's why.
It's that, but it's also Nintendo. Nintendo's a very unique brand. So Nintendo in the video game world, to me, is like the equivalent of Disney.
Yeah.
Like Disney has a particular way that they handle their IPs. Mm-hmm. They want to make sure that majority of everything they put out is entirely family friendly. It's easy for anybody to understand and pick up and play, and it's gimmicky and it's fun, and it has to be, bottom line, it's got to be fun, and it's got to appeal to every age group imaginable. Facts. And that's how Disney kind of puts out their movies, and Nintendo puts out their games.
But they're great at it. It's great.
And they are. I mean, the shit. Look at everything that we get. Look at fucking Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, fucking all of these.
Hot take incoming.
You don't like Odyssey or Breath of the Wild?
No, I love Odyssey. I don't like Breath of the Wild. Listen, the Zelda franchise is like 1A or 1B for me. I don't know. It was too different for me.
What is Breath of the Wild?
People say Breath of the Wild. It's the Zelda game for the Switch.
I've never played any Zelda game. I've never played a Zelda game before.
You're definitely missing
I didn't even know that Zelda. I didn't even know Zelda was the princess.
Guy's name.
Yeah. Zelda was the dude.
Was Link.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that conversation. So the Breath of the Wild is an open world experience. It's in my opinion probably one of the most like complete examples of what an open world game is like. Like you can literally climb anything and fucking jump off of that motherfucker. Like wherever you want to go in this game, if it's not like literally the very edge of the fucking world, you can go anywhere you want in this game. It's completely open world to you. You can go in any direction you like. If you want to just beeline it for the final boss, the second you start the game, you're probably gonna die, but you can definitely
smash.
You could definitely run straight to the final boss and try to win.
Yeah,
you know, right from the beginning of the game.
So
if you
I
want
think
to.
that's some of my gripes with it was just the fact that like I get why it appeals to a lot of people and why people say, "Oh, it's the greatest game of all time, greatest in the franchise," and all that. But like, I felt like Zelda as a franchise was always like that perfect mix of like open world exploration / RPG / action adventure / like, depending on the game, some of them you could do the dungeons in a different order, but like it kind of push you in a linear path, but you also then feel like you were being forced to go a certain way. So I felt like with this, they added like so many RPG elements, like cooking your food and stamina and building your weapon. Your weapon breaks after you use it too. Like I don't know.
Hate Kakarot. Kakarot's the same way. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah,
literally, I had to look. Of course, you've seen Dragon Ball Z, Musa, correct? Yeah. Remember that part in Dragon Ball Z when? No disrespect. Some people haven't seen it, or some people may not really remember. But in the beginning, when Goku was away, and Piccolo was training Gohan, the first night, he had to. I think Gohan, like, he had to find food or whatever, or no, he had to survive the night. Yeah. And Piccolo had to go and find an apple for him. You have to do that in the game. Yeah. Like, that's a thing you have to beat before you move to the next one. That shit was so annoying.
Yeah, it has its annoying little story beats.
But
so Breath of the Wild is what it is. And
what's the best Zelda game if I were to get into Zelda to play? Because like I've heard so many people. Huh?
But there's two styles. You have to determine.
Musa dropped the name.
He said Ocarina of Time. So that's the first one they put out for the N64.
3D, open world one. But then John's saying there's like two types. Like there's that, and then there's like the side scrolling.
There's the 2D
like
Zeldas
Pokemon style.
So they're like usually top down type of adventures.
That's what I have on my on the Switch.
On the Switch, you have A Link to the Past.
Yeah,
that's probably one of the best Zelda games ever done, which was originally released for the Super Nintendo. They re-released that game, which is how I played it on the Game Boy Advance. So I played it. That was the one that they had the whole 4 swords attachment to it and everything, where you could play with 3 other links. So that one is a really, really, really good one if you want to play a 2D style Zelda. Or if you want to do a 3D style Zelda, you could take Musa's recommendation and play Ocarina of Time, which I haven't, but I would want to play the 3DS version because that's the remastered version of that game.
Yeah, definitely. I had that one too.
But you're not going to play Ocarina of Time on your Switch, not anytime soon. Not unless they do a surprise Zelda announcement. You're not going to be able to play that game. Yeah. So,
and that's part of what I didn't like about the opposite of how I was so excited for Xbox presentation is because I didn't have any real expectations going in. I knew Halo was going to be there. That's about it. But Nintendo, I kept like putting in my mind, no, they have to do A, B, and C, and if they don't do that, it's trash. So like, I couldn't even watch it like objectively. Like to me, it was kind of lackluster, but to a lot of people, it was pretty decent.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
From what I heard, right, like with Nintendo, like I said in the beginning, you couldn't even stream it from a third party. Like it wouldn't even give you the ability. You'd have to watch it through them. Like that was the only way you could watch it.
Game.
Which goes back to like what John said about them like Disney
exclusivity.
Yeah. Like in order to watch the Cruella movie, you have to have Disney Plus and then pay an extra $30 to watch the movie, which is insane.
And if Nintendo made movies, you would have to do the same thing to watch a Nintendo movie.
I can only imagine.
So Nintendo's announcements were cool because I want to kind of run through this because
they came out with a lot.
We're running low on time. So they gave us gameplay for Shin Megami Tensei 5, which looks interesting. I like the Japanese RPG stuff, so this looks kind of interesting to me. But I don't know if I would have the patience to play it because I've never played a Shin Megami Tensei. I might watch some gameplay first. They did new WarioWare is coming out. I played WarioWare. I played those Wario games when I was younger. I played the Game Boy ones, and then the DS ones were really, really fun. It's a big mini game compilation with Wario as like your host. So that's a really cool experience. They did another trailer for Mario Golf Super Rush.
I'm getting that one.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Mario sports games are good. Mario sports games are good.
I'm terrible at aces. I'm terrible at aces. I have it and I suck at it, which makes me not want to buy the golf one.
Mario Party,
Metroid,
Super Mario Party. Well, they're doing another Mario Party Superstars, which is basically like a big compilation of the best mini games that they have from Mario Party.
I've always hated Mario Party. I've never liked any of those games.
The mini games are really fun.
Yeah, so stuff like that is a great time. Like
aspect, but
like honestly, like Mario Party for adults is like you're hanging out with your friends and everybody's getting drunk playing these mini games that like obviously it doesn't have to be a fighting game. Like they're party games. They're games for you to like enjoy in the presence of other people. They're not games for you to really sit there by yourself and get into it. You have fun when you play with other people. That's what they're really made for. They announced that Kakarot is going to the Switch, that version of Kakarot comes with 2 of those DLC stories, the Battle of Gods and the Resurrection F storylines.
Sorry to make like a...
Wait, what was the DBZ game I saw announced that they're doing the Future Trunks?
It's the same one, Kakarot.
Yeah, Kakarot.
They already dropped the 3rd DLC.
That's the DLC.
I tried to play it, but I didn't have like Musa said, some of these games like Kakarot, it's like a lot of tedious. Like you have to sit there and kind of go through the story, go through the motions. Yeah, so
you have to be in the mood to play it.
Yeah, you got to kind of be in the mood to play. Like I can't really just I literally downloaded it at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I started to play it, and I really wasn't feeling it, so I just put it down and stuff like that. But I am excited to play that. I'm not gonna get it for the Switch because I have it for the Xbox, but I am excited to play and plus if they don't have the Trunks thing, I'm not playing.
I mean, it'll go to the Switch version. If the game is there, all the DLC will eventually be there, but it's probably going to come a little later. They're probably going to see how the rollout does first. And then my favorite... the Tony Hawk stuff.
1 and 2 Remastered will be on there. It's coming actually this month. And
I
love Tony Hawk. That game is amazing.
My favorite announcement is the Metroid game, Metroid Dread. So this is the first 2D Metroid game in like 19 years.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. So what was I actually have the keychain because I pre-ordered it for the 3DS. There was a Metroid game on there and I literally never played it.
Samus Returns. So the one for the 2D? It is the one for the 3DS. Samus Returns is a remake of Metroid 2.
Oh, so it doesn't count.
So it doesn't count. It's not a new one. It's just it's basically like a complete refresh, redone animation for Metroid 2.
What was
Samus Returns.
So, and they said that they're still working on Metroid Prime 9.
Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, I thought it was 9. 4. Whichever.
It's probably
They're still working on that. Super Monkey
Ball. The third one came out so long ago. Oh. Yeah, we could pass that game.
Super Monkey Ball shit. Bro, I'm looking forward
that's
to
the game
Metroid.
that makes sense to go on the phone.
Wait, which one? On the phone? Super Monkey Ball, Banana Mania?
No, I said that's a game that should go on the phone.
Oh, yeah. Nintendo's not going to put that on the phone unless they make a Nintendo phone.
I've seen Monkey Ball on the phone.
Nintendo.
It's a Sega game, I think.
Yeah, it is a Sega game. Nintendo, they dipped their foot in the mobile market, and it didn't really work out for them very well. Like nobody plays that Mario Kart game anymore.
I mean, it was popular when it first came out.
Until everybody realized how
everything is popular when it first dropped.
Microtransaction it was.
It's the same thing with like Pokemon Go. Like, I mean, I know there are people that still play it today
and still spend money on it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Like,
hell yeah.
There's a girl that I know in Georgia. She still plays, like, she'll be like, oh yeah, I just leveled up on my Blastoise for.
I know. I know a lot of people that are still playing. No
shade to her, but I'm not. I played it when I first got it, and then after a while, it just kind of got boring to me. But
I think I was on that for a month, and then I was outie.
If that's your,
or like it was like I was like traveling to like Philly or like Baltimore or something. I was like, oh, I wonder maybe I'll get a Mewtwo or something out here.
In Baltimore?
Never happens. Probably not. Yeah, he ain't in Baltimore.
Wait, I want to go back to Xbox really, really quick because I just remembered they didn't say anything about Solar Nexus.
No. Scarlet Nexus?
No. Scarlet.
No, that game is already coming out. We're just waiting.
Yeah, but like because I know the demo version that we have, from what I heard, is going to be nothing like the actual game that's coming out. That's what I heard. So I was just wondering, maybe they did I know they've already have a release date. It's supposed to come out this month, actually. I think the 25th.
I don't know how you guys are skipping over that Party Animals game.
I know which one you're talking about. The ragdoll mechanics. No, it was on. It was on Xbox, right?
Yeah, I don't even know what that was. It kind of looked interesting though. It was some like stuffed animal fighting game, but not really. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks random. Really weird, but it looks fucking hilarious.
What the hell?
Yeah, like it looks like a game. Especially if it's on Game Pass, it's coming out next year, I think. And that's another thing. I think Xbox did a good job with pacing. Like, I think there's like a new game every month for the rest of this year, and then most of the like really big games we're getting next year. Like,
yeah.
I'm not.
2022 is gonna be wild for Xbox.
Yeah, 2022 is gonna be the year.
2022 is gonna be.
Hopefully, by that time, we all have, or at least I have a damn Xbox, the new Xbox. By that time.
Yeah, you got to join the Series X crew, bro.
Because
I mean, that's not his choice. Like these things is impossible.
Yeah, they're making it literally impossible.
The chip shortage, they're saying, like
over here lying to me about a chip shortage. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I know there's a new game for that coming out.
Yeah.
Which I've never played.
It's a tactical shooter.
Any of those
for people who play those games. But,
and I hated that whole Rabbids series because I'm a Rayman fan and like that's where they're from.
Yeah,
but like Rayman is not being respected at all. I don't know. Like Rayman 2 is one of my favorite games ever. I still have it for the 64.
Was that for PlayStation?
It was a good franchise. It was on Sega, cartridge. I think PlayStation, a couple stuff. Couple places you can find that.
They need to bring back like
Rayman 2 on the N64.
Sly Cooper.
So are we gonna start our closing remarks?
Yeah, I think that's it. Like they didn't say anything else about any other games from my knowledge.
Yeah.
So
that we care about.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like they had a whole PC thing, but I own PC game, and I didn't know.
The only person that does the PC thing here is John. Well, he's going to be doing the PC thing. So
yeah, my laptop is still on like a delay, still waiting for that shit to come in.
Last thing? So before we close it, I just want to know why PlayStation wasn't at the E3 conference. I don't think we really touched on
that. They haven't done E3 for a while now. It's been like almost 3 years that they've excluded themselves from E3.
Is there any particular reason?
because they don't need to pay a third-party company to make these types of announcements. Everybody has their own YouTube channels. Everybody has Twitch. Everybody has all of these things. So the Sony's just the first one.
Same thing with Nintendo.
Yeah, so
like Nintendo was there, but they didn't do a.
Nintendo likes the exposure. Nintendo likes the exposure. Yeah. So for now, they still pay for it. Like all these companies have to pay the organizers of E3 in order to make their presentations during this time period. And for it to all be hosted like on the E3 website. Like you get all the information is there because that's people know that this organization curates this information. So they pay for they pay for the exposure.
Advertisers, bro.
Yeah. But
that's on DoorDash, iHeart. I'm like, yo, Charlemagne on here?
Yeah. So that's why the Sony just doesn't feel like they need to pay E3 to get, to get the eyes that they need. They don't need to pay somebody else.
And last thing,
they didn't have anything to show.
Maybe they didn't have anything to show because I really don't think that, they need games for the Xbox. I mean, and for the PlayStation, sorry. They need games. Like there's no games. All the games that are there are games that you can play on PS4. So what is really the point of even getting this game or getting that console? You might as well just wait until there's an actual game that you want to play.
Because the internet that's why I'm not in the...
True. That's why I'm not like, I want it, but I'm not in a rush to get it. It's because it'd just be sitting here catching dust. Like, what's the point? Did
Which the
Xbox kind of go into...
if there was no Game Pass.
Last thing, did Xbox kind of go into why there has been a shortage of their consoles?
No, not at all.
I'm gonna chalk it up to.
Can we make theories on why?
I mean, it's the chip shortage, and there's a lot of these computer components are on back order. You know what I'm saying? Like they're having a hard time manufacturing them. COVID did a really large number on just manufacturing in general across the world. So,
and it's not just gaming stuff. They use these chips in phones and all that stuff too. So like like the demand for every industry. And if it's in China, you know what they're going through right now, the whole protests and Republic and
so there's a lot of that stuff that happens over there. It affects how we buy goods over here. A lot of the things that are manufactured overseas, they get caught up in political stipulations sometimes, or there's global crises at hand, and it affects the way that we as Westerners get to consume those goods. We don't make it over here.
So with Nike right now.
Yeah.
we don't with Nike right now. The shoes get pushed back I've seen shoes that are supposed to come out in January come out in April.
It's just been happening. The film studios have been pushing movies back too. Like everything has just been getting pushed back and delayed because it's just there's so much kind of happening in the world and everybody's just trying to get back on it. So I mean, both companies are dealing with the same thing. They use almost the same innards. Microsoft and Sony built almost the same machine. Almost. It's different. They have slight differences to them, but when you really look at the components, under the hood, they're almost the same machine. So they're waiting for those parts, those computer processors, those chips, all of those things. We're just and scalpers make this shit hard for everybody.
That's an episode in itself.
They make it hard for everybody,
bro. I hate you people, especially you people that won't give me my dunks, man. I know you go suck a Frank. Go choke on a glizzy.
The gatekeepers, bro. You gotta pay them in order to get things you want that somebody else makes.
Son, there's no reason why I should be paying $600 for a $100 shoe. Like no. That's highway robbery. The federal government needs to arrest these people and make them an example. Because it's and I don't even go for arresting people because I'm fuck the cops, but this is getting out of hand, man. This shit is getting out of hand. But that's a story for another day. So we can just end this right now. Usually the way we end it, Musa, we usually say what video game we're playing and what TV show or movie that we're watching right now.
Okay. So, video game playing. It's actually an older game, Sunset Overdrive. I've gone back to it. I owned it when it first came out, and I think someone stole it in school or lost it or something. I don't know. But it's on Game Pass, and like they put out some more missions and stuff that I never got to play. So I went back on there. I feel like that game's very underrated. It was made by I think Insomniac, who made Ratchet and Clank, Xbox exclusive. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely check it out. And what am I watching? Well, Loki just started, so I'm watching that. I watch Big Shot on Disney Plus with John Stamos. It's like a kind of family-friendly show, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really watching that much like specific show. I don't have a binge show. That's what I need. I need you guys to recommend a binge show for me.
What are you looking for?
Anything.
Have you watched One Piece? You can binge that.
No, I will never.
See.
You just can't get anybody to buy that One Piece pie.
It's fine though, because when y'all eventually do hop on the wave, y'all gonna be like, "Damn, you was really right. This is one of the greatest shows."
I've been saying that for 10 years. I've been saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to it."
You looking for a binge show to watch? One Piece is that binge show because it is still going on, and it'll be going on for the next 5 years.
Which is scary.
Save us all.
So, games I'm playing right now. Am I playing any video games? I'm not really playing any video games at the moment. Last video game I picked up was 2K. FIFA sucks. TV shows I'm watching. I started and finished Mob Psycho. I shitted on that show in the beginning, but it definitely it definitely held up. It's a really good show. It's really good.
Interesting. I haven't watched that.
Is that the one where the gun like tells you if they're a threat or something? Or is that
that's Psycho-Pass.
Yeah, that's Psycho-Pass.
Oh,
I saw that one.
I saw like a couple episodes. I kind of got bored. Mob Psycho is like this kid who has like
he's bald.
Huh?
Is he bald?
No, he's not bald. He has like
a bowl cut.
He has a bowl cut. Yeah, he has like telekinesis, not telekinesis, but he has like he's a psychic basically, and everybody in the world is a psychic. It's really interesting. The art style was but then some of the fight scenes were also animated by the guy who makes the fight scenes for My Hero, another show that I'm watching.
Oh, okay.
My Hero, and I picked up Naruto Shippuden again, and that show is so boring. I'm sorry. It is really, really boring. I'm trying to watch it. There are like highlights, but overall,
you should just do what I did, where I just read the manga and then just watch the fight scenes on YouTube.
That's me, bro. I'm stubborn. I have to watch the show. I have to get all the meat and potatoes. I have to get everything, bro. So yeah.
Well, you're saying if you read the manga, you're getting all of that, but you don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
So I don't watch.
And it won't seem as boring because
I don't want to read. I don't watch sub because I don't want to read. You think I'm gonna actually sit down and read Naruto?
Yeah. No, true.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Naruto dub's not bad. Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, Naruto. Those are the best dub. Everything else.
I thought Bleach's dub was good too.
Bleach's dub is
pretty good. Yeah.
And My Hero Alchemist dub is good too. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, that's all I've been watching. John.
So I'm probably a mission or two away from finishing Destroy All Humans. So I jump back into that just so I can get rid of it. I know I keep talking about it. I've been playing this game for like 2 months.
Yo,
I'm trying to finish
it. Basically,
it is on Game Pass.
You ever seen But Ugly Martians?
Yes.
It's basically But Ugly Martians, but Invader Zim combined.
Yeah.
Aliens.
You play an alien space invader,
and you're destroying all the humans.
And you're destroying all the humans.
That's all it is.
And it is hilarious. It's fucking funny. It takes place like in the 1950s. They're making fun of like the Rockwell,
Area 51.
the spaceship landing and the whole Area 51 bullshit and everything that's going on in American culture in the 50s. They're just making fun of it. It's
like a satire game.
Yeah, it's definitely satire. It's really fun. So it was originally for the original Xbox and PS2 era, and then they remastered it. So they did a 3D remaster for the Xbox One, which that version is on Game Pass.
Okay.
So you could play the new digital remastered version. Looks really good. It plays really clean. It's fun. But it's something that if I had like a weekend, I could finish it in a weekend, but I don't have that much time to just sit there and run through it. And then I'm making my way through Chain of Memories still because I'm playing the Kingdom Hearts collection again. So I'm doing that.
Another franchise I never tapped into.
Wonderful fucking franchise.
The only thing I know is
I never had a PlayStation, so.
Well, now you can play. No,
you can't.
They took it off of Game Pass. You can still play Kingdom Hearts 3 on Game Pass.
When you walk away.
Oh, fun fact. One of the songs from I think it's Kingdom Hearts 2 that was sampled on J. Cole's first album. My friend from high school did that beat.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
I would have to look that up.
That's fine.
Year after he graduated.
So
what song is it? Dollar in a Dream 3.
That was a Kingdom Heart beat?
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's tough. That's tough.
So that's basically that. I'm caught up on My Hero Academia.
Like caught up?
Caught up.
All right, you 2 episodes.
Should I watch that? Okay, like, is it all hype or is it good?
No,
My Hero Academia, when it's finished, is probably going to be like of the better
top
anime series, like
of the new gen.
Yeah.
So the only issue, the reason why you're saying is it like hype is because of the
I see it too much.
The fandom, The fandom kills it. They overhype it. It is.
We're in the age of the internet. Man.
You just have to stay off the internet.
We're in the age of the internet. It's honestly a phenomenal story. Like the story component is absolutely incredible.
Let me tell you this, Musa. I don't like to read like that. I have the Vigilante Saga, which comes before My Hero. And I'm reading.
It's like a prequel, and he's reading.
Good.
He's reading that manga because
I have the physical. I'm not reading it through. They're all back there. I have the physical, and I'm reading it. It's really good, bro. It's a really good show.
Yeah,
it don't even. It doesn't. It's not like one of the. You know how some animes it kind of takes a couple episodes to kind of get in
to jump in. Yeah,
I'll say like maybe 2-3 episodes. Not even like around 2 episodes, you'll be kind of hooked because it's just the story is really good. You kind of get attached to the main character, but like I said, it's just the fandom that ruins it. Like
that's a good binge. That's a good binge right there. You were looking for something to binge.
I'll probably do that.
Yeah, you'll fly through it because the story just pulls you in. It's that incredible. They did such a good job with that. That one I can't recommend.
I'll do that instead of One Piece.
Come on, bro. Watch One Piece, bro. I promise you.
You'll be caught up.
If you really want, if you're really interested in One Piece, I gave John 2.
That's the thing. I'm not at all.
No, but I can give you
a little interested.
Listen, Musa, I can give you a list of.
I don't want to hear it either.
I can give you a list of movies that will catch you up, so you're like at least 400 episodes in.
Oh, I'm gonna watch My Hero. Right
there we go. My Hero wins today.
Yes, man. It's a good anime. I'm not saying it's not.
It is. No, it's great. But that's really
is it better than Hunter x Hunter?
Yes.
I never finished Hunter x Hunter, so I can't answer that question.
Yes.
Just to be fair.
Hunter x Hunter has pedophiles in it. We don't rock with that, man. We don't rock with that, man.
Dragon Ball Z, but I mean,
Dragon Ball's but see, there's levels, right?
You said but.
He was listen, right?
He was a pedophile in Dragon Ball.
He wasn't a pedophile, that's my thing. He was just a pervert.
Oh, Roshi?
How old?
Yeah.
How old was Bulma when they was on the beach in the original Dragon Ball? And
16.
She flashed him for
16. You got to also remember that 16 is the age of consent in Japan.
All right.
And On is like 11, and Hisoka's over. God, come on, son. What the hell? Nah, bro.
Nah, that was OD.
We're not gonna do this, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
We're not gonna do this.
The show's still amazing.
So,
is it better than Full Metal Alchemist?
Another one that I've never seen.
You gotta watch Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist. Brotherhood.
I only seen Brotherhood, but it's not better because Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, like the story was just
amazing.
Yeah, like the way they did a lot of they did a lot better with like the world building on that versus in My Hero, because there's not a lot of world building in My Hero, if that makes sense. Like
there
doesn't need to be though. The cool thing about My Hero is that the world is our world. It's just a version of our world where mankind has evolved to develop superpowers. Yeah, it's literally like a Japanese version of the X-Men.
Yeah, but if you liked Attack on Titan, then you would like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I know. I keep getting recommended Full Metal all the time. I will get to it. It's in my watch list. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But it is something I do plan on getting to at some point. But yeah, so that's basically it for me. I'm caught up on My Hero. I'm caught up on The Bad Batch. I finished my MCU rewatch.
Oh, you did?
And yeah, and
you watched Thor?
That's basically it. No, we were only watching the movies that we wanted to.
There was only one good Thor movie, and that was Ragnarok.
Yep.
As long as we're on the same page as that, man.
But I've seen everything else in the barbershop a million times. But that's really it. So I'm caught up. I understand you do not like Thor. So that's really it. We've kept the listeners here, I think, long enough.
Wait, last thing. Do you know that the dude who plays Loki was supposed to play Thor?
Tom Hiddleston? No,
he was supposed to play Thor. He didn't audition for Loki. He auditioned for Thor. He waited 3 months, and then they called him back, and they told him that he's going to play Loki.
I mean, it worked out.
I think he would audition for Loki.
I think it worked out.
Me too.
He plays a really good villain.
No, he does. I mean, I have to watch the show, but I want to wait till like the episodes.
Only
all
one
episodes drop in the video. How many episodes are going to be out?
Probably like
8 or 9.
8. Okay.
They usually do 8 seasons. Yeah, I mean 8 episodes for a season.
Winter Soldier got 6.
Yeah.
Or
that was
Falcon
a short
Winter
one.
Soldier was 6. But anyway,
it was more expensive. But yeah,
it probably was.
Yeah,
they had to travel around the world. True.
we got to get the listeners.
But
out
yeah,
of here.
anyway, thank you guys for listening to
our really long E3
E3 explanation or rundown, or hopefully
half of this will definitely be edited out.
No, we give it all to them. Nope, we give them the whole thing.
Do you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They can listen to whatever they want.
Yeah. Like I said, the first couple of songs, I'm cutting that shit out. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in.
Wait.
What happened?
Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to cut off your outro. I was gonna say, can I get the stems for this?
Yeah. I'm gonna send you everything. But yeah, thank you guys for listening in on our, I guess. I don't know. I think this is going to be an episode, bro, because I don't know.
It has to be an episode.
Yeah, I don't think
I told you it was a podcast episode. Yeah. And you're like,
but it's also going to be. It's also going to be on Musa's
just a 2-hour
channel.
clip.
Yeah, facts. It's also going to be on Musa's channel. So please, Musa, shameless plug time. Drop your stuff.
Yeah, feel me. So I do run a YouTube page as well. So if y'all want to follow me, it is Mansa Vlogs. It is spelled very annoyingly, but it is MXNSA Vlogs, VLOGS. Just search that in YouTube. You will find me. Also, follow me on Instagram at Mansa MXNSA.
Facts. Follow my guy. And you can follow us at Paradise TV, Paradise Fam 1 on Instagram. and The Paradise TV on Twitter. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor, as well as our YouTube page, Paradise TV. If you want, like I say in every single episode, if you could please do us the favor, you can send us a donation. It's going to come right back to y'all. I promise you guys. So with that being said, I'm going to make this outro quick. Peace out, guys. It's been great. And you guys have a great rest of your week. Sheesh!